If you've ever wondered, how long will it take to double my income or investment? Today's video is going to blow your mind because we're diving into one of the easiest yet most powerful financial shortcuts out there, the rule of 72. I will help you understand how this rule works so you can start applying it to your own investing journey. And by the end of this video, you will see your investment from a totally different perspective. First, what is the rule of 72? The rule of 72 is a quick math trick that tells you how long it will take you to double your money at a given interest or growth rate. The formula is quite simple. Take the number 72 and divide it by your interest rate. The number you will get is the number of years it will take you to double your money. That's it. So the only thing you need to know in order to apply this formula is your interest rates. Let's review a couple of examples to drive home this point. So let's assume that you have $10,000 to invest at a fixed interest rate of 4%. According to this rule, it will take you 72 divided by 4, which is your interest rate, and that works out to 18 years. It means it will take you 18 years for your capital of $10,000 to become $20,000 at a 4% interest rate. What if we increase our interest rate to 8%? So divide 72 by 8, it will take 9 years to double our investment amount. Now let's take this a step further. What if we increase our interest rate to 12%? How long will it take to double your money? I'll let you calculate this one. That's right, it will take just 6 years to double our money at a 12% interest rate. This rule of 72 clearly shows us how changes in interest rates can impact how much money you make. At an annual interest rate of 4%, a 30-year-old would have the opportunity to double her money twice every 18 years by the time she's 66 years old. So if she invested $50,000, this would become $200,000. On the flip side, if her interest was increased to 8%, she would have doubled her money every 9 years using the rule of 72, which means doubling her money 4 times by age 66, and she ends up with $800,000. So you see that by just increasing her interest rate from 4% to 8%, her money quadrupled from $200,000 to $800,000. That's the power of compound growth. Of course, the rule of 72 is just a shortcut. It's not perfect. It has a couple of limitations, and the most obvious is that it assumes your interest rate is fixed. But we all know that isn't always the case in real life. It also doesn't account for taxes or inflation, which are 2 big factors that affect our investment and value of money over time. It doesn't factor in losses. For example, if your investment drops by 20% one year and rises 20% the next year, you're not back to even. The rule of 72 doesn't undo that nuance. Now that you have a general understanding of the rule of 72, what are some of the real life impacts of this rule and how can you use it to your advantage? The first is retirement planning and the impact of time. The rule of 72 is especially powerful for anyone planning retirement. Let's say you invest $10,000 at age 25 with a 10% return. The math shows that your money doubles every 7.2 years, which is approximately every 7 years. By age 60, that single $10,000 investment could grow to over $320,000 without adding another dollar. Now imagine you invested $10,000 every year. When you have an average rate of return and a known amount that you want to invest, you can simply use the rule of 72 to see what your money will be in the near future. The second real life impact of this rule is that it helps you understand the risk-reward relationship. So you've probably heard that higher returns usually come with higher risk, right? But have you ever actually felt what it means or what that means in numbers? That's where the rule of 72 becomes your reality check. Let's say you find an investment promising you a 10% annual return. That's exciting, right? 72 divided by 18 equals 4 years to double your money. Boom. But hold up. Ask yourself this. Why is the return so high? Probably because there's more risk involved. Let's compare 2 people. There's Alex and there's Jamie. Alex puts money in a low-risk bond returning 4%. That would take him 18 years to double. Jamie, on the other hand, invests in crypto or high-growth stocks, aiming for 18%. It takes her just 4 years to double her money. So yeah, Jamie could double her money faster, but Jamie also might lose half of it in a flash. The rule of 72 helps Alex and Jamie quantify what they're gaining and what they're risking. In your 20s and 30s, it's advisable to take more risk to accelerate your growth through high rates of returns from multiple doubling cycles. You pretty much have a lot of time to ride the highs and lows of the market. However, if you're close to retirement, you might want to opt for lower risk investment options such as bonds, since the safety of your money is more important to you than doubling your money in the shortest possible time at this stage of your life. At the end of the day, it's really not about choosing safe or risky. It's about knowing your risk tolerance and your comfort level. Some people are okay waiting 9 years to double their money. Others want 5. They want it quick. The rule of 72 helps you ask, what am I giving up in time to get more safety? And what am I risking to get more speed? So let's talk about inflation for a second and how the rule of 72 makes its home. So we usually think of the rule of 72 to see how fast our money grows, but it can also show you how fast our money loses value thanks to inflation. Inflation, if you don't know, is when prices of goods and services go up over time, which means that your money buys less than it used to. A cup of coffee cost $3 2 years ago, but it costs me $6 today. That's inflation. The dollar lost some value. Let's say inflation is running at 6% a year, which has actually happened in recent years. If you use the rule of 72, that means your money's purchasing power cuts in half in just 12 years. In other words, what costs $100 today could cost $200 in 12 years. So if you're just leaving your cash in a savings account earning 1% or nothing at all, or better still, you eat your money under your mattress, you're not just not growing, you're slowly going broke. Inflation is eating your money in the background, and the rule of 72 shows you how fast it's doing that. I know it's easy to get excited with the rule of 72 because it shows you how fast your money can double based on your rate of return or your interest rate. But what most people forget is that the tax man is lurking around the corner to collect a part of those juicy returns that you've got. The way to get around that and avoid taxes is for you to save and invest in tax advantage accounts like the Roth IRA, 401k, RRSP, TFSA, or even ISA, depending on where you live. With these accounts, you keep more of your returns because you're not losing part of that returns to taxes every year. Quick example, 8% return taxed at 25% means only 6% net, and this takes 12 years to double your investment amount. 8% return tax-free means you get to keep all of your returns, and it takes 9 years to double your money. The bottom line is tax-efficient saving equates to faster growth and quicker doubling. So next time you're weighing an investment, ask yourself, how long will it take me to double my money? And what's the real cost of getting there faster? If this video gave you some clarity, please smash that like button. Comment below, what's your income or investment growth rate, and how long will it take to double your investment using the rule of 72? Don't forget to subscribe because every week we make money simple, actionable, and fun. See you in the next one. Bye.